Did you know that after 50, just 5 simple daily exercises can help you stay strong and move without pain? Your body quietly sends warning signs when certain muscles start to weaken. Maybe you feel stiff getting out of bed in the morning, struggle with bending down to tie your shoes, have trouble reaching overhead to get something from a cabinet, or feel unsteady when walking on uneven surfaces. These aren't just normal aging. They're early signals that your strength, balance, and mobility are fading. Here's the good news. You can turn this around with just 5 exercises in less than 15 minutes a day right in your living room. They support your joints, improve balance, build functional strength, and help restore smooth, pain-free movement. No gym membership required, minimal equipment needed, and suitable for all fitness levels. Studies show adults over 50 lose about 3% of muscle mass each year if they don't actively work against it. This muscle loss affects mobility, confidence, and increases injury risk. Weaker muscles also strain your knees, back, hips, and shoulders, making daily tasks harder and more dangerous. In this video, I'll guide you through each exercise with clear instructions so you can follow safely and get results. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a tip to move better and live stronger. Exercise 1, the glute bridge. The first exercise is the glute bridge, and it's one of the most important movements for protecting your lower back and building hip strength. Consider how many times throughout the day you need strong glutes and a stable lower back. Getting up from chairs, climbing stairs, bending to pick things up, even just standing with good posture. All of these movements rely on your glutes and core working together. When these muscles weaken, a risky pattern emerges. Your lower back takes over and does work it wasn't designed to do. This creates chronic pain and puts you at risk for serious injury. Strong glutes, on the other hand, stabilize your pelvis, protect your spine, and make every movement feel effortless and pain-free. A landmark study in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research followed older adults who practiced glute bridges for just 8 weeks. The results were remarkable. A significant reduction in lower back pain, improved walking speed and stability, and most importantly, participants reported feeling more confident and capable in daily activities. Here's how to do the glute bridge correctly. Lie on your back on a mat or carpet with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor, hip-width apart. Your feet should be close enough to your hips that you can almost touch your heels with your fingertips. Position your arms at your sides with palms facing down for stability. This is your starting position. Take a deep breath in through your nose. As you exhale through your mouth, press through your heels and lift your hips off the ground. Squeeze your glutes hard at the top. Your body should form a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. Don't arch your lower back excessively. The lift should come from your glutes, not from hyperextending your spine. Hold at the top for 2 to 3 seconds, really squeezing those glutes. Then inhale and slowly lower your hips back down with control. Don't just drop. The lowering phase builds just as much strength as the lifting phase. That's one complete repetition. If this feels difficult at first, try some modifications. You can reduce the height you lift your hips, going only halfway up until you build more strength. You can also place your feet on a slightly elevated surface like a step or thick book, which makes the exercise slightly easier. Start with 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions, 3 to 4 times per week. Over the coming weeks, increase to 15 or even 20 reps per set. Some people progress to single-leg glute bridges, where one foot stays on the ground while the other leg extends straight out. This significantly increases the challenge and builds even more stability. Common mistakes include lifting your hips too high and arching your back instead of using your glutes, pushing through your toes instead of your heels, which reduces glute activation, holding your breath, which reduces stability and raises blood pressure, and moving too quickly without control. Remember, this isn't about speed or how high you can lift. It's about feeling your glutes working, maintaining proper form, and steadily building the strength that protects your back for years to come. Exercise 2, the dead hang. The second exercise is the dead hang, and it's essential for decompressing your spine and maintaining shoulder health. Research published in multiple physical therapy journals shows that hanging exercises significantly improve shoulder mobility, reduce neck and upper back tension, and reverse the compression that sitting creates in your spine. Participants in studies reported less shoulder pain during reaching activities and more ease when performing overhead movements. Here's how to do a dead hang with proper form. Find a sturdy pull-up bar, doorway pull-up bar, or any overhead structure that can safely support your body weight. Grip the bar with your hands slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Your palms can face away from you or toward you, whichever feels more comfortable on your shoulders and wrists. Let your entire body hang with your arms completely straight. Don't try to pull yourself up. The goal is just to hang and let gravity decompress your spine. Keep your shoulders relaxed and let them sink down away from your ears. Your feet can touch the ground lightly if needed for balance, or you can bend your knees if you have the clearance. Take deep breaths and try to relax into the position. You should feel your spine lengthening and your shoulders opening up. Start by holding for 10 to 20 seconds. Rest for 30 seconds and repeat for a total of 3 hangs. As you build grip strength and shoulder endurance, work up to 30-second holds, then 45 seconds, and eventually a full minute. One of the great things about dead hangs is their simplicity. You don't need perfect form or complex technique, you just hang there and let your body decompress. Beginners, or those with less grip strength, can keep their feet lightly touching a box or step below them. This reduces the load while still providing the decompression benefits. Start with 3 sets of 10 to 20 second hangs 3 times per week. Move slowly when getting on and off the bar. Each session should accumulate 30 to 60 seconds of total hanging time. Proper breathing is equally important. Don't hold your breath. Breathe normally and try to relax your entire body while hanging. Common mistakes include gripping too tightly, which fatigues your forearms faster than necessary, shrugging your shoulders up toward your ears instead of letting them relax down, swinging or kicking, which reduces the decompression effect, and trying to hang for too long too soon, which can strain your grip and shoulders. The dead hang is incredibly convenient. You can install a doorway pull-up bar at home and do a few hangs throughout the day. Morning, afternoon, evening, each session helps reverse the compression from sitting and keeps your shoulders mobile. Exercise 3, the goblet squat. The third exercise is the goblet squat, and this might be one of the most important movements for maintaining lower body strength and mobility. It combines leg strengthening, hip mobility, core stability, and proper movement patterns all in one exercise. Here's why this is so important. As we age, the ability to squat deeply naturally declines. Hip mobility decreases, ankle flexibility reduces, and leg strength diminishes. But research shows that maintaining squat ability is directly correlated with independence, fall prevention, and overall quality of life. A study in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity confirmed that exercises like squats significantly improve lower body strength, balance, and reduce fall risk in older adults. Here's how to do the goblet squat properly. Hold a light dumbbell, kettlebell, or even a heavy book at your chest with both hands. If you don't have weights, you can start with just body weight and hold your hands together at your chest. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart or slightly wider. Your toes should point slightly outward, about 15 to 30 degrees. This allows your knees to track properly and gives your hips room to move. Engage your core by pulling your belly button slightly toward your spine. Roll your shoulders back so your posture is upright and strong. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, push your hips back and bend your knees, lowering yourself down as if sitting into a chair. Keep your chest up and your weight in your heels. Your knees should track over your toes, not caving inward. Lower yourself as deep as comfortable, ideally until your thighs are parallel to the ground or your hips drop below your knees. Pause briefly at the bottom, then drive through your heels and stand back up, squeezing your glutes at the top. That's one complete repetition. The weight at your chest actually helps counterbalance you and makes it easier to stay upright. It also engages your core and upper back throughout the movement. Start with 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions 3 times per week. Focus on controlled movement, not speed. Each rep should take 4 to 5 seconds total. 2 seconds down, brief pause, 2 seconds up. This controlled tempo builds real functional strength. If the full squat feels challenging, try these modifications. Squat down to a box or chair so you have a target depth and safety net. Reduce the weight or use no weight at all. Hold onto a door frame or countertop for balance support. Or simply don't squat as deep, going only as far as feels comfortable and gradually increasing depth over weeks. For added difficulty, increase the weight you're holding. Pause for 3 to 5 seconds at the bottom of each squat, or perform the squat more slowly, taking 5 seconds to lower and 5 seconds to rise. Now, before I show you the final 2 exercises, let me address something important. If you're dealing with chronic aches and pains, stiff joints, or you feel like your body just doesn't cooperate the way it used to, you're not alone. Most people think they're stuck with these problems forever. But what if there was a simple step-by-step system that could help you move pain-free again? I created Reboot Your Body specifically for people over 40 struggling with these exact issues. It's a 30-day program designed to restore the movement and strength you've lost so you can play with your kids or grandkids, get through your day without constant aching, and feel confident in your body again. Imagine waking up without that stiff back, bending down without fear, and moving through life the way you're supposed to. The link is in the description below if you want to check it out. Exercise 4, the bird dog. The 4th exercise is the bird dog, and it's critical for core stability and lower back protection. This exercise trains your core to stabilize your spine while your arms and legs move independently, which is exactly what your body needs to do during walking, reaching, and virtually every daily activity. Here's how to do the bird dog correctly. Get down on your hands and knees on a mat or carpet. Your hands should be directly under your shoulders and your knees directly under your hips. Your back should be flat and neutral, not arched or rounded. Engage your core as if bracing for a gentle poke to your stomach. Extend your right arm straight out in front of you to shoulder height while simultaneously extending your left leg straight behind you to hip height. Your extended arm and leg should form a straight line with your torso. Don't lift them higher than your body. The goal is to maintain a completely flat back throughout the movement. Hold this position for 3 to 5 seconds, keeping your hips level and square to the ground. Don't let your hips rotate or your lower back arch. Then slowly return your hand and knee to the starting position with control. Switch sides, extend your left arm and right leg, hold for 3 to 5 seconds, then return. That's 1 complete set. Alternate sides for 8 to 10 repetitions per side, doing 3 sets total. Move slowly and deliberately. This isn't about speed, it's about control and stability. Common mistakes include rotating your hips instead of keeping them square, arching or rounding your lower back, lifting your arm or leg too high, which causes your back to arch, rushing through the movement without proper control, and holding your breath instead of breathing normally. The bird dog is excellent because it requires no equipment and can be done anywhere. It builds the exact type of core strength that prevents lower back pain and protects your spine during everyday activities. Exercise 5, the standing march with arm swings. This might be the most underrated movement for overall health and cardiovascular fitness. It combines cardio conditioning, balance training, coordination, and full body muscle activation all in one simple exercise. Here's why this matters. As we age, cardiovascular fitness naturally declines. The heart becomes less efficient, blood vessels lose elasticity, and stamina decreases. But research from the American Heart Association shows that even moderate cardio activity performed regularly can lower risk of heart disease, improve circulation, boost energy levels, and support brain health. At the same time, this exercise challenges balance in a safe, controlled way. You lift one leg at a time, shift your weight, and coordinate your arms and legs together. This trains the exact skills needed for walking, climbing stairs, and preventing falls. Here's how to do the standing march with arm swings properly. Stand tall with your feet hip-width apart. If you need extra stability, position yourself near a wall or sturdy chair for light support if needed. Engage your core and roll your shoulders back so your posture is upright and strong. Lift your right knee toward your chest to a comfortable height, somewhere between your hip and waist level. As your right knee rises, swing your left arm forward and your right arm back, mimicking an exaggerated walking motion. This opposite arm and leg pattern supports balance and coordination. Lower your right foot with control, then immediately lift your left knee and swing your right arm forward. Continue alternating in a smooth, rhythmic march. Focus on lifting through your knees rather than shuffling your feet. Move deliberately, not hurriedly. The arm swings are just as important as the leg lifts. They activate your shoulders, improve posture, increase the cardiovascular challenge, and provide natural counterbalance. Breathe naturally throughout. Some people like to inhale for 2 steps and exhale for 2 steps, which creates a rhythm that makes the exercise easier and more sustainable. Start with 1 to 2 minutes of continuous marching. Rest for 30 seconds, then repeat for a total of 3 rounds. As your stamina improves, increase to 3 or even 5 minutes per round. If marching feels challenging at first, try these modifications. March without arm swings to simplify the coordination. Lift your knees only a few inches rather than high. Lightly hold a chair with one hand for extra support. Gradually reduce assistance as you gain strength and confidence. For added difficulty, lift your knees higher toward your chest, increase the pace slightly while maintaining control, or hold light hand weights, even just 1 or 2 pounds, which significantly challenges your upper body and increases the cardio effect. Common mistakes include marching too fast and losing control, slouching forward instead of staying upright, holding your breath instead of breathing naturally, and stepping down too hard instead of with control. This exercise is excellent as a warm-up before your other exercises or even on its own to get your heart rate up and blood flowing. Doing it daily, even just 3 to 5 minutes, wakes up your body, improves your mood, and sets a positive tone for your day. There you have it. 5 simple exercises that cover everything you need for pain-free movement and lasting strength. The glute bridge protects your lower back and builds hip strength. The dead hang decompresses your spine and maintains shoulder mobility. The goblet squat builds lower body strength and functional movement patterns. The bird dog develops core stability and spinal protection. The standing march improves cardiovascular health, balance, and coordination. The secret to success isn't perfection, it's consistency. Start where you are right now. Use the modifications that suit your current ability and commit to doing these exercises 3 to 4 times per week. In just a few weeks, you'll notice getting up from chairs feels easier, bending down becomes pain-free, reaching overhead happens without discomfort, and your movements carry a confidence you haven't felt in years. Every small step you take moves you closer to greater independence, better health, and improved quality of life. It's never too late to invest in your health and strength. Just start today. If this content helped you, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your experiences and answer any questions. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe so you never miss a video designed to help you stay strong, mobile, and independent. Wishing you strength, energy, and wellness every day.